I'm Tracy Robbins. Welcome to Yoga for Everybody. Today we're going to do a cat-cow sequence. This is my daughter Lindsay, and she's going to be our model for today. So I'm going to have Lindsay start in hand and knee position, a tabletop position. Hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. Spread your fingers nice and wide so you have a nice good stance there. So we're just going to start, most people know the cat-cow, and this is a great way just to warm up the spine. So we're going to come in, on an inhale, come into a cow position where you sway your lower back, head and tailbone come up, no, just right here. Just let the belly sink to the floor, head and tailbone come up. Exhale, round that back up to the sky, head and tailbone round down. On your inhale, come up into a cow, really let that back sway. Exhale into your cat. And just back and forth with the breath. Just kind of warming up that spine, letting the low back have some movement. Hands are nice and solid into the floor. So this should just feel good to anybody who's doing it. So last cow here, and cat, and then I'll just have you slide back into a child's pose. So we can actually add some movement to this. And it just is a great way of getting a little bit more movement into the spine and allowing your body to move with the breath. So as you can see, Lindsay here, she has a little bit of separation between her knees. This allows the belly to continue to breathe with the breath. We have that good diaphragmatic or abdominal breath going. Her hands are about shoulder width apart. She's going to spread those fingers again to get that good, strong connection with the floor, rooting down through her forefinger knuckle. On her inhale, she's going to drop her elbows to the floor, lead with her nose, and come up, ready to come up into her cow. Exhale, rounding up into her cat and sliding back into her child's pose. Inhale, coming forward, lifting up off the elbows into her cow, cat, and back into her child's pose. So just slow down the movement a little bit, Lindsay, as you do it. Come forward. As you lift up, the elbows are staying straight back towards the knees. Exhale, back, and rounding the back and down. So inhale, coming forward, very solid through the hands. It's a downward dog position for your hands. So you can see how this is really allowing the spine to warm up, getting some movement within the hips, and just allowing your body to flow with that breath, getting some connection between the movement and the breath. One more time through. So I'm just going to have a rest in child's pose. And as you're resting in your child's pose, you want to really feel as if this breath is resting right here in your lower back. You're still breathing in your belly, but as you do, the lower back feels like it's rising and falling. So this is a wonderful yoga posture flow for somebody who is expecting, a pregnant lady. So what it does is it allows you to continue to have that movement, but when you're pregnant, you kind of get locked up here in your sacral area, and you have this extra weight in your belly, and it just kind of feels like you're kind of stuck. So Lindsay, I'm going to have you flow again. And so when you're pregnant, and of course Lindsay's not right now, so it might be hard to imagine, but it just gives you a nice movement in this lower area where you're carrying that extra weight, and it allows this back where you're having extra pressure, the ligaments in the sacral area, the SI joints, to kind of open up a little bit, and you can get a little relief through there. And so when you are pregnant, you can still do your yoga. And this is something that's great to do when you're after baby comes and you're a bit more postpartum. And I know Lindsay would love it right now if she had a baby that she could be doing this with, but it's really hard to get a baby to sign a release form, so we're actually going to use CC here. All have allowed us to use CC. So if you do have a baby in your house or you're postpartum, you can go ahead and start back in your child's pose. You can do it with baby too. You can come and kind of do fun little face games with them, blow kisses, and it'll just allow them a nice little bonding experience when you do have a baby. You can have close to, kind of just buzz that baby as you come through. And if you're postpartum, like 6 weeks after you've been released by doctor or midwife, you can actually start doing some of this abdominal work as you're going up into your cat. So when you come up, you really pull those abdominals in and come back. And if you've been released by doctor or midwife, you can even on the exhales, rounding up into cat, coming back, start doing some Kegels. So this is a great posture for men and women in any stage of life. So thank you, Lindsay, and we'll see you next time for Yoga for Every Body.